this. Why don't you get your mat set up, okay? Okay, then I'll use it. And then we need a block. So I'm just gonna get. Ooh, this is good. Yeah, this is for me. And that's for you. Perfect.
No,
It's okay, but it's right size for you. Okay.
Did you have a haircut, Anjana?
Oh, thank you.
You did?
Out. It was just like all falling in a handful. So I was like, I just got to this.
Yeah, no, it really suits you. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, are you girls ready?
Yes.
So I popped in a playlist in the chat if you wanted to have some music in the background, but
Great. Oh, we might have missed it. Do you mind putting it in?
Yeah, sure. Again. You got it? Did it come through?
Yes, it's loading now. Yes, great.
Okay. Let me know when you press play.
Okay, pressing now. I might put us on mute or yeah, okay.
Go for it. So we're gonna start in child's pose, and we're gonna have the baby in front of us. And in the child's pose, you can either rest your cheek or your forehead on your baby gently. And we're just gonna start really nicely on the ground today, just enjoying this time of contact. We're gonna find our connection, find our breath, and just use this time to arrive. And I invite you now just to do whatever feels good. You can choose to, with your fingers, stroke your baby's face. You can tickle their tummies. Just anything that you feel will help them to really calm down and be relaxed. Still staying in that child's pose, we're just gonna walk both our hands over to the right. So we take a little bit of a side stretch. Just noticing how that feels in the left side of your body, from the hip all the way down the sides of the ribs into the fingers. Just one more breath here. We're gonna slowly walk through center. We're gonna go over our babies and then over to the left side. One more breath. You're doing so well. Let's come back to center, taking the hands under the shoulders, slowly rolling up through the spine. Let the head come up the last. And from here, let's reach the arms out to the side. Inhale, big reach up. Palms come together and let the hands find heart center. Just holding a few moments here. Just rooting into our sitting bones. Closing the eyes if it feels good. Feeling that length in the spine. Just preparing yourself for your practice and for the day ahead. As you breathe, maybe setting yourself a little intention. And as you breathe, also enjoying this moment, being fully present, fully here with your two beautiful children. also acknowledging that commitment to your practice. It really is the biggest and the hardest step, just arriving, just being, showing up. So just really acknowledging that right now. With the eyes still closed, let's drop the chin forward. Slowly blinking the eyes open when you're ready. Good. Now we're going to release the hands. We're going to bring our right hand down to our baby's tummy. Just holding the baby here, maybe rocking side to side. And then that left arm, we're going to reach it up for a little twist. And as you reach the arm up, maybe wiggle the fingers and see if your baby can see you moving your hands. Let's circle the wrists a few times. And circle the other way. Good. Slowly switching sides. This time we're going to take left hand down and right arm up. Reaching as high as you can, opening that right shoulder upwards and back. And then wiggling the fingers. Circling through the wrists. And circling the other way. Good. Slowly bringing the hands down to the mat. We're going to walk our hands forward so that the chest comes over our babies. Knees are under the hips. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow here. Exhaling to round the back, tuck the tailbone under. And inhaling to lift the tailbone up, lift the chin. Going at your own pace. And as you do, really feeling that articulation of the spine. Letting the movement ripple from your tailbone, up the sacrum, through the back, and into the neck. Feeling that movement one vertebrae at a time with each cat and cow stretch. So making the shift really deliberate, going from one vertebrae through the length of your spine. Let's go for one last round. Inhaling to lift the tailbone, lift the chin. And exhaling, curling from the tailbone all the way to the neck. Coming into a neutral spine, we're going to shift the hips towards the left side and turn and look at your left buttock. Let's do the same over to the other side. So shifting the hips towards the left, or sorry, I got myself mixed up. Do the other side, whichever side you haven't done yet. Coming back to center. All right, from here, we're going to extend the right leg out to the side and plant the foot down on the floor. So the right leg shoots straight out from the hip. You're going to walk your hands closer to you so that you can rise up. Beautiful. How does that feel on your hip? Is that okay? Good. Now, as we inhale, we're going to reach our arms out to the side, just staying here for a moment, lifting through the spine, feeling the strength in the legs. I want you to draw your pelvis inwards and up, keeping the ribs shallow, shoulders relaxed. Let's bring our right hand down to the leg. Inhale, left arm lifts. Now from here, we're going to do a movement called threading the needle. So with that left hand, we're going to curl it down towards the knee and then inhale to lift up. So this is just a very gentle way to engage the abdominal muscles. Again, exhale, we curl down. Inhale to lift up. Beautiful, just one more here. Exhaling, reaching that hand down towards the knee. Inhale to lift up. And coming back to that T shape. Good. Now left hand comes onto the hip. A little bit of balance involved here. We're going to reach over with the right. Very nice. Slowly releasing the hand. Let's take both hands back down to the mat. Walking forward, drawing that right leg in. And we're going to do the same on the left side. So left foot extends out. Plant the heel so you are firm in the legs. And then walking the hands in to rise up. Good. Let's reach both arms out. Keeping the legs strong, keeping that lift in the spine. And here, I want you to really feel from the middle of your chest, that radiation, that extension of your wingspan. Very nice. We're going to float the left hand down, lift the right arm up. On your next exhalation, let's bring the hand down, curling the body towards the left knee. Inhale to open up. Very nice. Kind of like a book. You're just folding the page down. And inhaling to open it back up. Let's go for 2 more. Beautiful, last one. Lifting the arm up, coming back to that T. And this time, right hand to the hip, left arm up and over. Beautiful, slowly release, taking both hands back onto the mat, bringing that left knee down. When you're ready, we're gonna find our downward dog. So you can shift yourself forward again. And let's come back into the downward dog, just walking out the legs. Again, because you're right here facing your baby, you can make little faces. And just enjoy that time of connection. We're going to go for a couple of rounds of a very gentle sun salutation. So we're going to slowly walk our feet forward. One foot on either side of baby. And then bending the knees, dropping the hips. We're going to roll up through the spine really, really slowly. Head comes up the last. Good. Once you're there, let the shoulders relax. Let's find our mountain pose. Our feet are hip distance apart, drawing the belly in, tailbone descends towards the mat. Shoulders really open. Inhale, let's lift the arms up. Exhale to a forward fold. We're going to find our baby's hands and extend the arms, coming into a halfway lift. So lengthening out the spine. Really nice. Good. We're going to hold this halfway lift and maybe move the baby's arms up and down. Good. We're going to let go of our babies, planting fingertips to the floor, right foot steps back. Let the knee rest down onto the ground. Good. Slowly guiding your hands to your front thigh, lifting up for a low lunge. And you can keep your hands here, or if it feels good, you can also reach your arms up. Just whatever feels good for your body this morning. Very nice. Let's release the hands. Find your way into a downward facing dog. Let's hold downward dog for 3 deep breaths. Really breathing in and out through the nose, expanding through the lungs, the ribs. Beautiful. We're going to bend the knees and step that right foot forward. Good. Now the left foot comes forward on the other side of the baby. Holding onto their hands, we come back to that halfway lift. Good. And softening the knees, we're going to roll all the way up, back to standing. Nice and easy. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale to fold. Good. Again, holding onto their hands, we come into a halfway lift. This time we're going to take their arms out and in. Nice. One more time. And let's release fingertips to the floor. Left foot steps back. Rest the knee down. Release the toes, taking your time when you feel ready, finding your low lunge. Good. Beautiful. Just breathing here, feeling the space in the chest, feeling that the front of that left hip start to open up. Very nice. As you exhale, hands come down, back into downward dog. Staying in that downward dog, feel your hips tilting so that your tailbone is pointing up towards the ceiling. Notice how that changes the sensations in the back of your leg. One more breath here. We're going to bend the knees and step the left foot forward. Right foot joins the front. Inhale to a halfway lift. Bending the knees, rolling up through the spine. Beautiful. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, finding that fold. This time we're going to hold onto our baby's feet as we come into that halfway lift. And we're going to go for rotations or circles of the legs. So the arms are circling. Yes, that's it. And let's change directions, moving the legs through the hip joint. Good. We're going to release fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps back. Left foot steps back, downward dog. Inhale, coming forward to a high plank. Good, really pressing the floor away. Let's rest the knees down onto the mat. Still keeping your abdominal muscles really engaged, feeling the shoulders broadening, pressing the floor away. We're going to extend, so the toes are tucked. We're going to extend the left leg, followed by the right, coming back into that high plank. Good. And then left knee down, right knee down. Okay, let's do that again. Keeping the toes tucked under. Let's extend the right leg, followed by the left, and right knee down, left knee down. Let's go for one more round. So we're really coming into the high plank very gently. Let's extend the left leg. Extend the right. Left knee releases. Right knee releases. Good. Finding downward dog. For 3 deep breaths. Beautiful. Eyes to the front. We're going to bend the knees and step forward. Right foot followed by the left. Inhale to a halfway lift. Good. Softening the knees, slowly coming all the way up. Alrighty. Now we're going to work a little bit on lower body strength today. You can choose to hold on to your baby, or you can have him just chilling on the mat there. All right. So I'll stay facing you. And if you want to keep your baby on the floor, we can keep it there. And our feet stay hip distance apart on either side of our baby. Okay. So just check that your feet are parallel. So the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Drawing the tailbone under, pulling the belly button in. Let's take our hands onto our hips. Noticing that slight tucking under of the pelvis. We're going to maintain that connection through our abdominals as we sink our weight into our heels, coming into Utkatasana or chair pose. Good. So I'm just going to turn side on so you can watch my back. In chair pose, we want to watch that we're not dipping through the lower back, really keeping the abdominals in to keep this lower back nice and supported, yeah? Now we're going for a tiny little pulse. So just 2 inches down, 2 inches up. Let's go for 5. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, standing tall just for a second. Step your right foot back into a high lunge. Good. This time we're going to dip that right knee towards the mat, just above the floor, and straighten it up again. Okay, let's go for 5. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, hold it here. That back knee is hovering just above the ground. For 3 breaths. For 2. One last breath. Let's step the foot forward. Standing tall. Shake out the legs. Good stuff. All right. And let's do the same on the other side. Again, setting up your feet. Hands onto your hips, drawing the tailbone under and sinking your weight into your heels. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can also take your hands into prayer, up to you. That's it. Good. And Anjana, just space your knees a little bit wider. So we want to keep the knees aligned with the ankles. That's it. All right, 5 little pulses. Let's go for 5. For 4. For 3. Very nice. Last 2. Last one. Rising up. Stepping the left foot back. Dropping the knee towards the mat. And extending the leg again. Beautiful. We're going for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, lower down, hold it there, just hovering above the ground. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Bring that leg back in. Shake the legs out. Good. We're going to keep our feet hip distance apart. Hands still on the hips, drawing in the lower abdomen. Chest is open. Rise up onto the tippy toes. Finding strength in the ankles here. A little bend through the knees as though you're coming back into that Utkatasana. And then extending the legs up. Good. Press the heels down. Good. Let's try for 3 in a row with the heels up. And if you lose your balance, don't worry about it. Just come back when you're ready. Let's rise up onto the toes. Good. Tucking the tailbone under, let's slowly bend the knees. And slowly extend the legs. 2 more times, slowly bending the knees. Beautiful, and extend the legs. We have one last one. Slowly bending the knees. Kid, you're missing out on the fun stuff, wobbly legs, and release the heels. Well done, shake it out. Good. Let's take a triangle pose to just flush out that heat that we've been building up into the legs. So you can position yourself whichever way works on your mat. We're gonna start with the right leg, right toes pointing towards the side, left foot angled in. Inhale, reach the arms out, really extending into the right side body and finding your triangle pose when you're ready. Lots of space through the hips, the chest. You can choose to look down at the bottom hand or up at the top fingers, really feeling both arms reaching in opposite directions. And the same with the legs, feeling your energy rooting down into the floor, but also lengthening up into the hips. One more breath here. Inhale to rise. Good. We're just going to pivot the feet around to the other side. Inhale, lengthen towards your left and find your triangle. Trikonasana. One more breath. Slowly rising up. So our feet are wide. We're going to keep them there, but we're going to turn the feet so that the toes are pointing in the same direction and the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Just take a micro bend in the knees, a very soft bend. Reach your arms out into a T. And keep reaching out so much that your arms go all the way behind you until you can interlace your fingers. Lengthen your fingers towards the floor and lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Letting the movement originate from your chest, we're going to reach the chest forward. And keep going until you come into a fold. Drawing the abdomen in to allow the body to fold over. And as it feels good for you, let the fingers and the hands come over the top of the head. Breathe deeply here, keeping the weight in the outer edges of the feet and the toes, letting the backs of the legs open, letting the fronts of the shoulders open, and feeling, again, that articulation of the spine from your tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Let your body just pour forward. Taking just one more breath. Softening the knees, releasing the fingertips to the floor. Just let the arms hang. You can also hold on to the elbows, maybe sway side to side. Then fingertips come down to the ground, lifting up for a halfway lift. Bending the knees, we're going to slowly rise up all the way. Beautiful. Let's take one inhalation, reaching the arms up high. Palms come together to heart center. And just close your eyes here. Feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling your heart beating as you breathe. Just reconnecting. Just checking in with yourself again. Beautiful. Slowly, slowly blinking the eyes open. I'm going to toe heel the feet a little closer together. And our next pose is a supported downward dog. So let me demonstrate for you first before we get into the pose. So I've got my yoga block. It's gonna come under my chest. So I'm sort of on all fours, and the block is roughly under my chest, yeah? And then from here, really broadening out the shoulders, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up, and the forehead is going to rest on the block. I'll push my hair to the side so you can see. So the head is on the block. Yeah. He's doing a little dance. Good. So with the head supported, really spread out the palms, the fingers. And just imagine someone placing their hands on your shoulders and drawing your shoulders up towards your hips. So feel those shoulder blades sliding away from the neck. And notice how much space you're creating there. Let the armpits lengthen out and extend towards the thighs. And again, do that subtle tilt of the hips so that your tailbone extends up towards the ceiling. Notice how that opens up your sitting bones. Keep pressing into the toes. And feel your heels descending into the mat. They don't have to touch, but just feel that lengthening downwards of the base of your calf and the skin at the back of your heels. We're just here for one more breath. And when you feel ready, let your knees rest to the ground. Carefully remove the block. You can come back into a child's pose. Let your hands find your baby. And as you stay rested, just feeling the thighs pressing onto the feet, onto the mat, letting the weight of the hips reach down towards your feet. Good. All right. Now we're going to come closer to our babies again. We're in a kneeling position and our knees are on either side of our babies. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of baby massage here, opening up your palms, just stroking down from the shoulders down to the legs. Little strokes down to the legs. Good. Now we're going to hold on to the ankles and bring the knees into the chest. Little press of the knees into the chest. This is our wind relieving pose. And then stretching out the legs. And again, leaning forward, knees into the chest. That's it. And you can do this a few times. Good. Last time, we're going to press the knees in and hold it there. And maybe rock from side to side, which you're already doing. Yeah, it's very nice. Good. Now we're going to just hold on to one of our baby's legs. holding onto the ankle, stretching out the leg, and kind of bringing the leg as extended as you can and the foot into a flexed position. We're going to use our other hand to pick at the toes. So picking up the baby's toes this way. Good. Once you're done, let's try the same on the other side. Good. Now again, we're going to have one hand on each ankle. And are you familiar with the happy baby pose? Yeah. So we're gonna bring our babies into happy baby. So the knees going in towards the armpits. That's it. And then from the happy baby, we're gonna extend our legs into a wide straddle. Yes, that's it. So let's go back into happy baby. And then extending into wide straddle. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. And this happy baby pose is also really important in our babies developing that skill of tucking their chin forward. Eventually, we want them to be able to tuck their chin and grab onto their own feet. And stretch the legs out. Going for one more happy baby. And maybe even encouraging your babies to hold onto their own feet. Yeah, there we go. Very good. And staying in that happy baby, rocking side to side. Beautiful. Now we're gonna let go of our babies. We're still in a kneeling position. Just gonna take the right hand behind you. I'll turn side on so you can see. So I'm kneeling, right hand behind. I'm gonna lift my left arm up for a half camel stretch. Good. And then slowly releasing. And same thing on the other side. Beautiful. Now we're going to carefully turn our babies onto their front, and we're going to lie facing the babies for a cobra position, okay? And just having the block or the cushion close to you. I'll show you first. So the baby's gonna be in front, facing you, and then we're lying on our front here, and I'm gonna place the block just under the ribs and the sternum to prop the chest up, okay? That's it. And just feeling that extension in your cobra pose. Drawing your shoulder blades down your back, keeping the elbows under the shoulders. Good. And then looking at your baby, maintaining that eye contact. Good, just here for one more breath. Nice. And your baby's still happy on his tummy? Yeah, okay. So from here, You're going to carefully roll that cushion out from under you. And you're going to reach around and grab onto your right foot. You can rest your head down on the floor or on your hand or even on your fist. And then just feel that foot pulling into the bottom, lengthening out the front of the thigh. Other leg is relaxed. The chest, the shoulders, as relaxed as you can. One more breath. And then slowly release. You're going to change sides. And slowly releasing the back leg, pressing your hands under your shoulders, very carefully coming up onto the knees and then taking a seat when you're ready. Good. We're going to extend our legs long now. And you're in a perfect position. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, you can walk your hands inside your legs towards your baby. There we go. Beautiful. Slowing that breath down, letting the legs just passively extend on the floor, letting the spine just round forward. We're not thinking about alignment or any strength here. We're just letting our body release. Just taking one more breath. Going to slowly walk our hands back in to rise up. Let's find our babies. We're going to hold them into the chest. Good. And we're just going to rock side to side here. Rocking side to side. Good. Now the left leg is going to stay extended, but I'm just bending the right foot in. And you can keep the foot a little bit away from the leg so that there's room for the baby. Inhale, extending through the spine. Exhale, turning towards that right knee. Very nice. Inhale to come back to center, releasing the legs, shaking them out. And let's do the same on the other side. This time lifting up the left knee. Inhale to extend the spine. Exhale to twist. Good, coming back to center. We're going to take the soles of our feet together. We're going to rest our babies, and you can hold on to, with the back of with your hand, holding on to the head to support their head on your feet. And then we're going to round forward. Oh, he didn't like that one. All righty. You can stay holding him, maybe rocking side to side. Is he still fussing a little bit? Yeah, okay. So from where you are, I'll get you just to turn so that your back is up against your couch. So this is an option for a heart or a chest opening. You can just lean over the couch. Yeah, that's it. The alternative on the floor, which you can practice another day, is to have the block behind you on the floor, right behind where your shoulder blades are, and you're lying this way. Yeah, so we're placing our bodies in that same position, but you've got the support of the couch. Are you comfy there? Oh, look at that. My baby's woken up early from his nap. I can hear him in the room. Now, if you're quite happy there, you can stay in that position. You can explore different positions for the legs. You can have them crossed. You can also have them in Baddha Konasana, like butterfly pose, or you can also extend the legs out, whichever feels comfortable for you. And then when you feel ready, we're going to prepare for our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Again, the option for Shavasana, you can stay as you are if you're quite comfy there, or you can take it down to the ground, resting your head on a pillow, on your back, or on your side. With the eyes closed, start to tune out your other senses. Even without actually seeing your baby. You know where he is. You know what he's doing. You know that he's safe. Maybe placing a hand on his chest and letting your breath connect with your babies. Breathing deeply in. And as you exhale, sending all that love to where your hand is resting. And at the same time, allowing yourself to receive. Breathing in and drawing in all that unconditional love that your baby is sending to you. Start to consciously relax through the soles of your feet, toes, the ankles, releasing through the thighs and the hips. Let the belly relax. Chest is softly rising and falling as you breathe. Start to breathe a sense of lightness across the face, removing any expression, removing any tension you might unconsciously be holding on to in your jaw, in your brows, or in the temples. Just breathing space across the face. Softening through the throat. Stay with that breath. Stay with your breath. And if your thoughts have drifted, just come back to that intention that you set at the start of your practice. Remaining fully present on the mat. Remaining fully connected with your baby. Start to breathe little movements into your fingers and your toes. If it feels good, maybe stretching out the legs, reaching the arms overhead.